taking on the fourth-ranked team in the land, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. Georgia likely to kick it deep to get things. Welcome to Austin, Texas, and DKR, home of the Texas Longhorns. As we'll see, the number 8 team in the country, the LSU Tigers, taking on the number 1 team in the land, the Texas Longhorns. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Kick it away to start us off. He'll bring it back from inside the 15. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Football with the run. He's stuffed after picking up 1 to the 23.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Scanning the field, it's Nussmeier. He's going to fire deep. Makes the grab down the middle. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38. And yet another Bayou Bengal baller on the outside who can just go get it.
And if I'm a quarterback, man, I love throwing to these guys. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't have to fit it in the box. I know my receiver out wide will make plays. LSU has had guy after guy after guy that you can name that can do that. And they might just have another.
Takes the handoff. It's Durham. Oh, he's getting ahead of Steve. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, LSU!
How about that first drive? The hardest thing to do in college football is win on the road. They're the underdog, coming into a hostile environment. What do? Possession 1, go right down the field and shut everybody in this building up.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, LSU.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. From inside the 15, here's the return. Finally stopped after a solid return out to the 32. They'll give it to the back. Oh, he's got some space. Lots of running room. 10. Touchdown, Texas. He got a step and just dusted the field. You're not going to keep the lid on this guy forever. Sooner or later, he's going to get loose.
He is. He's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I mean, this dude can make plays. That's why you keep feeding it to him, because at some point, he's going to break it loose and make a huge play.
Setting up for the extra point and the tie. And they pick up the extra point. Kicker knocked him right down the middle. They couldn't draw up a drive better than that one. Just gashed him for the big play in the running game. One snap, one touchdown. From inside his own 15, let's see how far he can get. Probably needed to pick up an extra block or two, but as it is, he'll be stopped at the 28. They'll christen this drive from the 28-yard line. Here's the handoff. Makes it past the marker. And some room to work. Flying down the left side. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Tigers. Boy, did he just scorch that defense for that score.
He shows you all of it, Reese. He's got the speed. He's got the agility. This dude's a big-time playmaker. You just give him the ball, and he'll find different ways to kill you on different plays.
And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And that is not what they were after. Kickoff sails out of bounds. An excellent field position for this offense. Looking downfield, it's Manning. Makes the grab, it's Moore. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the end route there.
They'll line up for a second down play. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too, but don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. Got his man out of the backfield. Turning it on. He gets the job done on 3rd down. They move the chains. It's at the 37.
I love the start for this quarterback on 3rd down. 3rd down, obviously money down. Got to have success. But to have success early, now it opens up everything. Like, we trust him. He's got a rhythm going. He's feeling good, and he got a lot of confidence.
It's complete. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work. The Longhorns are on the move. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Dropping back, it's Manning. Using the quick game. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Longhorns! The extra point here would tie
this offense not panicking, executing on this drive, and driving down the field and tying this football game up. I love the no panic, just stay chill, and now we got ourselves a football game.
Let's see what he can get done from inside his own 15. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. Takes the handoff. It's Durham. He's past the 30. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays. So first down here as they go back to work. To the ground, he's got it again. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
That's how you come up and make plays as a defense, man. Playing physical, playing downhill. They give up some plays today, man. He's got over 100 yards on the day. He's really had some success on that play. Really downhill, really physical, and a nice job getting him to the ground.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass, it's Nussmeier. With the catch, it's Green. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. You're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a first down. The Tigers want to pick up the tempo.
Nice job being physical by this offensive line, getting the first down, and what do they do right away? Right back on the football, ready to run some tempo.
Now a first down from the 45-yard line. They'll ride the hot hand. Oh, out of space. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27.
Those outside runs, if they can get the edge like they do, great job by the right guard, right tackle, getting the edge. And now what does this do? This makes cornerbacks come up and tackle. Safeties come up and tackle. As opposed to linebackers and big defensive players, you get your guy out in space where he can use his speed and his physicality against guys that usually cover and don't come up and make tackles.
Makes the catch. It's Anderson. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to get this guy on the ground, man. He's got some serious moves once he has the ball in his hands.
A first down run on the doorstep. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. The offense calls timeout. It's the 2nd one they've used this half. They've pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on 2nd and goal. And off from the shotgun. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling.
And down here near the goal line, you've got to be physical. And this guy's proven it today, Palmer. They've given it to him. He's put it in the end zone twice already. I'm going to keep featuring him.
So you know the defense is going to be keying him too, right? Because he's hurting them a little bit in this game already. They're going to be finding a way to try to get some penetration, anticipating this guy to touch it again.
Power ahead. Fighting his way for every inch, but he still needs a few more. He stopped short of the goal line. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. And as they come to the line of scrimmage, they're passing on the field goal. But look, worst case scenario, you don't get it here, they're backed up in their own end. On the ground. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals.
And they pound the rock. The run game comes through late in the first half when you needed it. Now they take the lead. They take the momentum. That's how you end the first half.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. So an 82-yard drive there. And they close the deal, pushing their way inches into the end zone. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Looking to throw, it's Manning. Quickly to the tight end. He steps out right at the 40-yard line, and now they are in business moving toward midfield. After that big gainer to open things up, they'll put it in play from the 40. Looking to throw on first down. If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion.
When you talk about versatility at the running back spot, you got to talk about this guy in the conversation. He already has caught a touchdown in this one. They're still trying to throw him the football. That one goes incomplete, but I would keep this up if I'm on offense.
That's what I'm talking about. That is how you close. And when a guy's going to make a catch, you make sure he doesn't make it. Physicality, using your pads, running through them, and guess what? Not only this play does he feel it, next time he tries to go over the middle.
Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. One more snap coming before halftime. On fourth down, they'll throw for it. He lofts one down the sideline. Dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. LSU will put foot to leather to start the second half. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking for a man. It's Manning. Swings it out to his running back. It's a seam wide open. He goes out of bounds right at the 37-yard line. A good, productive play there to get things going.
Yeah, great catch, but great read. I love the quarterback understanding. You're going to see the blitz. I'm going to get the ball. Running back quickly, let him get the first down. Nice job by the quarterback seeing that really fast.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. To the air on first down. Right down the middle. He's got an open man. Nice pickup there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line.
That's a nice-looking catch on that play, and I know Texas is known for DBs, and they're known for having really good running backs. Not a lot of great receivers over the years. I'll tell you what, though, this guy has really showed up in this game. He's making plays, and I know they want to continue to build a legacy at this position here in this program.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down. Now on second down. Wants to go up top. Fires to the big fella. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? Second down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this third down manageable. Really nice job of executing that.
On third and short, the run and looking for the first down. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. And the Longhorns are in the hurry-up.
And the defense gives up the first down. And oh, here they go. They're going fast. No time to substitute. Got to communicate quickly and get back on the line of scrimmage.
A shot toward the end zone. And that ball was in harm's way, and he is lucky to get that one back.
And at this point of the game, you just can't say enough about how good the defense has been covering this guy. Coming into the game, they knew he was the critical factor for this offense with his skill set, but they have really been able to shut him down. They force another incompletion down the field looking his way. To me, that's one of the biggest reasons why they're winning this game.
You want to end a play quickly, get in the backfield that fast, get to the guy, and get him on the ground. Nice job penetrating right from the snap, getting off the ball so quick, penetrating the backfield and making something happen.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on third down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You set up fourth and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
And now on fourth down, they'll try a field goal. It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put the boot to leather. From inside the 15, chance for a good return. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. From the gun, running back on the move. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
The give on the option. He's out past the 35. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Dropping back, it's Nussmeier. That's reeled in, it's Durham. There he goes! Knocked out of bounds at the 46 after the good pickup on that one. They go back to work in the final period of this one. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. He's loose. And he was able to run through one tackle, but still only a modest gain.
This offense thinks that they have enough left in the tank here to run the football and run all the time off the clock. They got the lead late. Didn't get the first down on that last one, but it's not going to surprise anybody if they turn around and hand it off again here.
Quick completion to the right. Wide open spaces. Slicing and dicing through this defense, and they've got it down to the 23.
I think most offenses around the country in a situation like this with the lead late would be trying to run the football, right, or throw it short and try to bleed the clock. But this offense, man, it's still pedal to the metal. They're looking for chunk play opportunities.
Looking for space. It's Durham. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
And after that negative play on offense with the lead late in the game, I think there's still ways that you can be creative.
Turning on the Jets. Now the connection takes it to the 11. The clock winds down to the 2-minute timeout, and this offense will try to drain away the time and secure the victory. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Bust through behind his pad. Driving its way all the way down to the 3-yard line.
When the offense can run the football and you can feature a guy like this that will get more yards than his block, that you can really depend on, hangs on to the football, like it makes offense super easy, especially down the stretch when you want to eat that clock and you want to possess the football. Just nice to have that kind of guy.
Now on second down, and we'll probably see another run, and that might do it if they can get a first down. They'll run the toss. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, LSU!
And it was so important for the offense to come up with a touchdown there and not kick a field goal. You're trying to put this thing out of reach. And that touchdown puts so much pressure on their opponent now with less than 2 minutes to go.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point is up and good, and they have an 11-point fourth-quarter lead. They put together an 81-yard drive and close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. The returner's going to try to see what he can get. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. To the air, it's Manning. Zings it complete to the right.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes too. He is a versatile back.
And the Longhorns with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. They'll move the wide receiver. Second and short, maybe looking for a shot. That football must be riveted to your rib cage. How can you let it go? At least they fell on it. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. A deep throw as the clock winds down. There he goes. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, we've got a chance at a finish.
If we had any chance to make this happen, we had to score. Take a little bit of time on the clock. Now we need a miracle. Now we need to kick the onside, get an onside kick, and somehow, some way, make a big play.
Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. From inside the 15, here comes the return. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Running back searching for a hole. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. Defense takes a timeout with 30 seconds remaining. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Takes a hit as he fires. Makes the grab. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to do it. They ought to be able to run out the clock from here. Defense just a little too eager, and that's 5 yards for the O. After the flag, it's 1st and 5 for the offense. On the ground, it's Durham. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. The give to the right. Stop behind the line of scrimmage, and that is a rare sight for this defense today against this guy. Timeout is called with just a single second left. Big 3rd down as the crowd gets behind this defense. They go to the ground. They make the stop, and the clock strikes 0, and that will do it for this one. What a game. We had a furious fight all the way to the final ticks, and that one is going to be remembered forever.
And I think when you're the #1 team in the country, you're coming in expecting to win. You're the favorites. Everybody's talking about you. You have all the momentum. You're the loved college football team in all of the land. To come in today, they played a competitive game, Jesse, but that's an inferior opponent they just lost to.
That's true. They've got to be more consistent moving forward as the #1 team. And we saw flashes today of why they were the #1 ranked team. We know they've got talent, but you got to start fast. You can't shoot yourself in the foot. You can't have penalties. You can't turn the ball over. You can't have the lapses in concentration we saw today that led to them losing.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.